Greetings and welcome back to Switch2Linux. Give me just a second. My Chrome seems to have crashed. Well, I'm using Chromium. First time that's ever actually crashed on me on a stream. That's kind of funny. But I lost the comments and the stream feed, so, you know, that's kind of exciting. Oh, boy, let's get that back. I'm back and coming up, back up again. I was just about to type in pizza, and the stream froze out on me. So everyone, join me in saying pizza. There's a pizza raid, apparently. Man, a pizza raid, that sounds good. We should have a pizza raid. Actually, I had pizza turnovers for lunch today, and they were very good. We are almost back where I need to be. Pop that, and readjust that ever so slightly, and analytics. Hey, there we are. We are back. Woo, that was fun. That stream crashed, like the browser crash right there. Well, greetings everybody, and welcome back to Switch2Linux. And today we're going to talk about the Linux kill switch. The kitty's like, dude, don't kill me. But before we get there, let's go ahead and check on in the comments. Let's see who is around. Democracy, hello there. The Rich Man's Sport, hey. Stuff, 1646, Stupid SJWs, and Paper Bag Man, sup yo. Yu-Gi-Oh! How's it going there, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Q1 Fiend, greetings. Snap. Oh, Snap, there he is. Alright. Let's see. Obviously, Umky, dude that thinks he's a chick, came down and downvoted. Oh, am I already downvoted one? Yay. Alright, yes, we will talk about the Linux kill switch here very quickly. Richard Addison, hello. Meritocracy and not COCs, I concur. Linux Daily, greetings to you. And Q1 Fiend, hello there. And there's always Herd. Isaiah Briggs, greetings. Snap is a banana. That is very good to know. Do I need to refer to you as a certain way? I mean, is it the slippery one? I mean, I need to figure this out. All right, there's a kitty up there. And let's see. Sea of Data. Hello there, Sea of Data. Linus Torvald is now Lena Torvald. She changed her gender. That's really what happened. Took a little break so Linus can come back on as Lena, and it will now be called Switch to Lena. You know, but you know, pizza raid, pizza. Hello, Paper Bag Man. Let's see. I hope Linux isn't over. Nah, I don't know. I think it's more durable, but there's some things we'll talk about here. Jessica Ferrum. Hello, Jessica. Greetings to you. The cat likes three things: Bibles, Linux, and cat treats. Don't forget mouse pads. I am stuck here using my mouse on the desk because the cat just snagged our mouse pad. Yep, cat snagged the mouse pad. He's like, dude. Alright. Linux is going into oblivion. I don't know. I think there's some things we need to do. Okay, if only the cat would type full words. I want to know what they're thinking. Pizza rated me. The other cat apparently is going crazy. Don't assume Linux is gender, guys. This is true. That was odd. I just randomly meowed and saw meow on the chat. Greetings, Thomas Holt. Hello. Is COC a meme? It is becoming that way. In fact, it is ultra becoming that way, and I will tell you why in a moment. Okay. Yes, my Linux might very well self-destruct. I'm a non-developer trying to learn. I don't know a lick of coding. I hope I can learn by using something. Switch to pizza. Pizza. They identify as GNU Linux, not Linux. Respect the pronouns. This is true. Daniel Beeston, I'm a boy. Is that a boy? I don't know. OMG, Kitty, I didn't see you in a long time. Hey, Sad Error is back. And greetings. Welcome back, Sad Error. This dude make Windows. I don't know. Supernova, hello there. I don't use Chrome for Firefox. Yeah, I use Chromium on Google logged in Google accounts, and I use Firefox for everything else. Noah's Videos is here. Hello, Noah's Videos. Greetings to you. Daniel, hello there. Oh boy. This is going to be one of those days where we just are not going to stay caught up on the comments. I know it. The COC is a meme. SJWs are a meme. Yep. Pizza raid. Pizza raid. Pizza raid. Which place will the raid occur at? Pizza just ended a stream. Jumped over here. Tom didn't make me a mod because apparently I'm drunk with power. Uh-oh. Pizza's a meme. Yes, we made Pizza Loving Nerd a meme around here. That's true. After 5 minutes, FOSS website finally loaded. Developing my chat protocol. I'm going to finish the API and then make an interface. Cool. Someone needs to work on some of the interface and bug fixes on the Nextcloud Talk application. Rather worried about what happens with this also. Yes, hello, Ghost Mirror. Greetings. I've been trying to learn how to code forever now. I feel like I'm being immersed in it now. I still have other DEs to fall back on. I3 not so fun. I identify as an Apache web server. There you go. Yep. Yep. I identify as an Apache helicopter. I mean, that's it. Hello, Paul. Greetings to you. I'm not actually a banana. I'm a dude, but I like bananas. My classmates compare me to Kevin Spacey. Ew. Is that a good comparison? I'm not completely sure. Sage Sharp works for Intel, accused Tao of being a rape apologist. We're going to talk about this. Yes, we are, Flame2057. We are going to get into that. And I'm going to refer to it as Sarah Sharp. I know, because I don't believe that God made mistakes. And if you're born an XX female and you've wanted to exile God from this whole existence, you have science to fall back on. And science says there's male and there's female, and there's a few very rare genetic abnormalities. Deal with it. And if that makes me a hate monger, I guess I'm a hate monger. I don't know. Got a Nexus 5X, runs really good, stock Android, for only have 2 gigabytes RAM. Yes, it does. Double catter later tonight? I don't know. It depends on if the other catter shows up. How's Deepin working? I really want to get it off my desktop. It's just I need the time to make all that work. The Chromium is now secretly signing into your account. Do you see your switched to Linux profile on the upper right? No. I'll have to look into why it's doing that. That would be interesting. But yeah, I will see that. But no, I do not see switch to Linux in the upper corner. Use your affiliate link. Do you get the monies from it? I have not seen them come through. Any orders come through since then. They may not show up until things are actually shipped, though, so I don't know. Usually I do see the order stat come through. Like, I don't know who orders what. If since you sent a screenshot of what you ordered, I could look for it and see if that's actually in there. I haven't seen one for 3 days come through, but sometimes there's a day or two lag also. Hello, Anna Rita. Greetings.
Hi, Anna Rita. Where's my digital girl?
All right. I think what I'm going to want to do, let's go ahead and pause my comments there because we're just getting a lot of comments chat down through here. And we're going to dive into our topic. And then we'll spend as long on the comments as we want to, or up to an hour and a half because I already have chicken in the oven cooking. So got to streamline the rest of my day here so I can make sure I get my allotted quantity of work done as well. So let's go ahead and chat about this. So, of course, this is a follow-up to the video we did last Wednesday evening where we talked about the Linux Foundation Code of Conduct. And there's been a lot of controversy. Some people are saying, there's no big deal. What's the big deal here? And other people are saying, but this is the exact code of conduct being used to infiltrate Linux and conduct witch hunts simply against people you don't like. People like me. Now, I'm probably more of a rarity in the community as well because I'm also Christian, but man, I am straight, I am white, I am a guy, and I am a Christian. Guys, I'm just the devil incarnate. I mean, really. But the reality is these types of codes of conduct are used to attack and alienate and conduct witch hunts on really very little basis. And so, of course, this was a follow-up article that came out behind the one that we talked about before. So this one came out September 21st, which would have been last Friday. So I did my last discussion on this on the 19th. This article came out on the 21st, and there's been a lot of comment on this. And so Linux developers threaten to pull the kill switch. So what is the kill switch? Well, what occurs is that Linux is being developed under the GPL2. Now, I would not be surprised to see a push to get GPL3 pushed out, which does not contain one such clause. But in the GPL2, if you are contributing to code and you decide for any reason to pull your code from the project, then you could pull the code from the project and it must be removed. Now, this does not impact the previous versions that are already out. So Linux up to now would remain essentially the same. But what would happen is if there's any of these such witch hunts, there has been a call out on the kernel developers open letter to say if anybody is indeed ostracized by these psychopaths, to ostracize people, guess what? Racially, discriminatorily, because that's what it means when you do not like what somebody's race, politics, or whatever else is, and you are going basically trying to get them removed from the project because of that. When that happens, there's been a call to pull your code. And the problem is with Linux being built on top of the previous foundation, what happens if any of these people start pulling their code, then any of that code and anything based on that code needs to come out of the kernel. And what would happen is it would basically cause Linux to self-destruct. And ultimately would mean we could keep working with what we have now, but the security vulnerabilities will kind of remain. And so to have any forward development, we need to maintain the code that is in there. And so what's going on here is this article came out, and this is actually the text. And I'm not going to read the subject line because this is a family-friendly channel, but it's whatever with our code of conduct. And this is part of the concern. So we're not going to read all this letter. I don't know. Maybe we will. It's actually short. Let's go ahead and read this letter, minus any vulgarity that would show up in it. Regarding those who are ejected from the Linux kernel community after this COC. So that's the Contributor Code of Conduct. Contributors can at any time rescind the license grant regarding their property via written notice to those whom they are rescinding the grant from regarding their property code. The GPL version 2 lacks a no recession clause. The GPL 3 version has such a clause to attempt to furnish defendants with an estoppel defense. The Linux kernel is licensed under version 2, however, as are past contributions. When the defendants ignore the recession and continue using the plaintiff's code, the plaintiff can then sue under copyright statute. Banned contributors should do this notice. Plaintiff has to register the copyright prior to filing the suit. Copyright does not have to be registered at the time of the violation. Additionally, when the said banned contributors joined the Linux team, they were under the impression that it was a meritocracy. In fact, this belief was stated or ratified by those within the governing body regarding Linux. The contributors began their work, whatever the body was at the time, could have simply been Linus or Linus and a few associates. The remuneration for the work was implied to be, perhaps stated, to be fame as well as potential increase in the contributor's stature in addition to membership in the Linux kernel club or association or whatever it is the Linux kernel community actually is, which a court may determine it is something, suffice to say. Thusly, for work consideration was promised by Linus, others, there are years of mailing list archives to which to determine. And now that consideration has been clawed back and the contributor's image has been tarnished. Thus the worker did work, however, the other side is of the implied or perhaps written email memorandums understanding has been violated once a contributor has been banned under the new non-meritocratic code of conduct, damages could then be recovered under breach of contract, quasi-contract, libel, false light, services rendered for the contractual claims, future lost income for the libel claims, in addition to copyright claims, statutory damages, and profits. For the greatest effect, all rescission, should be done in one block with other band contributors. Contributors, you were promised something, you labored for that promise, and now the promise has become a lie. You have remedies available to you as well as in the close future. Additionally, regarding those who promoted the code of conduct to be used against Linux kernel contributors, knowing full well the effect it could have on desiring these effects, recovery for the ejected contributors via a torturous interference claim may be possible. So basically he's saying if you are ejected, you should pull your code. Now, let's talk about this real quick. I had a brief discussion about this with somebody today. Let's talk again about this meritocracy concept. All right, so the meritocracy, what is the deal with this? Well, meritocracy comes down with diversity. We have affirmative action involved in this mix. We have all these types of things. Now, at the time the affirmative action rule was put in place, it was a good law because there were seriously people being discriminated against due to their color. And it was good to have something in place. But now, I mean, look at job opportunities in a variety of mostly Silicon Valley places. They are literally excluding white males. That is called racism and that is called sexism. There is no such thing as reverse racism or reverse sexism. There's racism and there is sexism. A meritocracy looks at your ability. Okay, now, let me put it to you this way. You need to jump on a plane and you need to fly across the pond. Whether you're flying from over there, over here, over here, over there, doesn't matter. Would you like to jump on the airplane designed, developed, engineered by people simply because of the color of their skin or whom they choose to go to bed with or because of their gender or their lack thereof? Or would you actually like this airplane built by, engineered by, assembled by, maintained by the best person for the job? That is called meritocracy. Those who have the skill contribute. That's what it is. Now, there is always a balance. Life is not pure meritocracy. Okay? As I look at my circle of influence and I need different jobs, if I know someone like Pizzas here knows how to do some basic coding and I am way over my head, I'm like, man, I need to get a basic coder in here to take some of this coding off my plate, I might send a message over to Pizza and go, hey dude, I have too much code. Can I pay you 10, 15 bucks an hour to do some basic coding for me? Why did I pick Pizza? Well, because, hey, it's favoritism. I know the guy. I know he's working on things. I know the degree of his work. I've seen the websites that he puts up in a day or two. It's good enough stuff for small code. Now, should I go with somebody that I already know has the skill, or should I take a chance and hire somebody I don't know at all? Which is always a gamble. So there is a point where a favoritism or a nepotism comes into play. Nepotism, of course, is family members. Favoritism is people that you already know, friends of yours. Meritocracy is who has the best skill. So if I look around at something, so like I know I might need a marketer in the near future, which I am not good at marketing, okay? It's not a strong suit of mine. And if I need a marketer, I would look at my sphere of influence. I have one person in my sphere of influence who's a good marketer, but I know that that guy is so busy he couldn't help. What I might do is send him an email and say, hey, can you clear out a couple hours and help me interview a marketer? In which case, guess what I'm looking for? The person who's best at the job. Once favoritism and nepotism moves beyond the realm of things in a small business setting, now we are all onto meritocracy. Would I want to build a business outside of friends, family, whatever else? Would I would like to build a business based upon who's the right job? Or do I want to build a business based upon your skin color, your gender, your lack of gender, whom you go to bed with? Guess what, people? You guys have been fighting for equal rights, fighting for free rights, fighting for fairness. Fairness is meritocracy. That's exactly what it is. And the kernel for Linux works so well because it is a meritocracy. Whoever is good at the project gets into the project. The code is good, it gets assembled. Period. Now, all that being said, there are and have been a lot of bad things come down through the Linux community. Okay, there have indeed been a lot of issues that have come down. There have been abusive things. And by the way, those were not abusive things just because you're a woman. They were not abusive things just because of your gender. They were not abusive things based upon whom you go to bed with. That was never any of the concern. Every argument against this is on the basis of meritocracy. That code's not good. Now, maybe you can find a better way to say that code's not good than you stupid moronic idiot, which Linus has done. I'm not condoning that. That does need to change. The challenge, though, is that this code of conduct, as I talked about in the previous video, this code of conduct is damaging. It is damaging. Because it is so open-ended, so open to interpretation, and invites the social justice view in. So that's the Linux kill switch. All right. It is the ability for a developer to rescind all their code out. That's what it is. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and have a look at this article. Now, of course, there's been some commentary from Eric S. Raymond, ESR, and from Richard Stallman. So let's look at this. So basically, this code puts in, they're talking about this open letter. Mark Kern comes in. This is interesting. Apparently, Linux kernel devs can revoke their contributions to the kernel. This gives them some protection in case they are caught up in arbitrary and false code of conduct rulings or rejection from the community. I will remind you that if you just don't happen to like what somebody believes in their personal belief, you can eject them from the code. You can kick some of their code out on the basis that you don't like their politics. Well, that's not how we build good systems. Okay. All right. So, anonymous commentator clarifies. Okay, so we already read that part there. If the threat is put into action, ramifications could include large parts of the internet being left vulnerable to exploits. The companies around the world might even inherit bundles of unwanted legal liabilities. As promised, laws.com reached out to a variety of experts. So Stallman said over email he thinks the license revocation plan is misguided. Now, and I'm gonna point out a logical fallacy here. You got to think about these things. I'm going to read this, and I'm going to read Eric Raymond's. He says, "I'm writing now from all the experience with all the perspective about the recent flip of the new code of conduct and attempt to organize a mass withdrawal." He basically says this threat has teeth. Research the relevant laws. Basically, he says that yes, this is valid. Now, Stallman is not saying this doesn't work. Stallman is saying this is misguided. The difference is, Stallman, I think, here is saying it might be bad to kill a good project over this. Eric is saying, yes, this can happen. So I think they're answering two different questions. I don't know for sure. I'd have to talk to Stallman to figure that out. The controversy. Activists from the feminist and LGBTQ ABCDEFG+ communities have been trying to force the Linux project to join the Contributor Covenant since at least 2015. Contributor Covenant is an agreement to implement a special code of conduct, frequently COC from now on, aimed at changing the predominantly white, straight, male face of programming. CC's code of conduct is controversial, particularly because it allows anyone to be banned from contributing code for any reason, usually with no mechanism for oversight and accountability. On September 16th, the pro C of C side got their wish. This happened in a very strange story of its own. Okay, we talked about that story already. Linux had officially committed to implementing and obeying this code of conduct. They immediately set about using it to remove top coders. So this sage, Sarah Sharp, comes out and says, new code of conduct explicitly says discrimination and harassment on the basis of sex or gender is not allowed. One Linux Foundation technical advisor board member who did not sign off on the patch is Ted So, who is a rape apologist. And I just love the feedback this creature got. Calling someone a rape apologist is harassment and a violation of new code of conduct. Yes, it is. Per the new code of conduct, unacceptable behavior includes insulting/derogatory comments and personal and political attacks. It seems to me that as though calling another contributor a rape apologist fits both criteria, and calling someone a rape apologist is insulting, derogatory, personal, attacking, especially publicly, and it goes against the code of conducts. Several other people had some conversation. So who is this Sage Sharp person? Well, it's Sarah Sharp, who changed their name to Sage Sharp. This is a person who has done some good, solid maintaining on the USB 3 development for Intel. And so this is kind of interesting. Binaries are for computers. Okay, so recently I've come to the fact I'm non-binary. Okay, if you are, the only way you are actually non-binary is if you have a genetic test and you find that you are an abnormality from XX or XY. If you happen to fit that, I would allow you to accept this. I'm not sure that is the case here, but I don't know. Let's leave it at that. So I don't identify as either a man or a woman. Well, you might be confused. I'm not going to read through all of this kind of stuff because I don't know. All right, so the second reason I'm writing this is because there's a couple ways allies can help me going through. Number one, use my new name, Sage, and correct pronouns, they, them. No, Sarah, I will use she and her because you were born a female. And unless you can biologically demonstrate you're not, okay, educate yourself on what it means to be non-binary. Insane! That's what it means to be non-binary. Insane! You're denying faith, you're denying science, you are producing a subjective reality, and you're placing a subjective reality over objective reality. That is called insane. When I sit here and say, this is a cow, not a book, you think that guy's crazy. And you're right. Think about how you use gender in your software and websites. Think about making your events more inclusive towards non-binary folks. Guys, I don't care what you are. You can show up. But the moment you try and tell me, you have to call me by this. You don't like it. There's the door. Actually, my door's over there. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. Name. I've changed my name to Sage Sharp. I'd appreciate if you could use my new name. If you're, this is neat. This is neat here. This is the part I wanted to point out. I would appreciate if you could use my new name. If you're thinking about writing about me, there is a section on writing about individuals who are transitioning in the Responsible Communications Style Guide. I need something hard to hit my head against. Excuse me. Okay, I haven't thought so much about a horrible style guide since I wrote my Christian book to find out that Zondervan, which has no business writing Christian books at all, published a Christian author's manual of style. You know, kind of like the MLA, but for Christian authors. They do such things as removing capital pronouns for God and not italicizing or drawing any other attention to Scripture and putting Bible references as little footnotes instead of putting passages in your text of books, which case I think that Zondervan Christian writer style guide needs to be burned and decommissioned. I think I feel about saying about this, the Responsible Communication Style Guide. No! If you contribute good code, you contribute good code. Period. Holy cow. And you should buy a digital copy. I did not know. Is this written by who? The Responsible Communication Styler Guide for $38? Holy crap! Oh, that's print and digital. Let's see what the digital only costs. Okay, it's $18 to buy the Responsible Communication Styler's Guide. The words we use to talk about different situations, companies, and people have a huge impact on what we think. While style guides like the Associated Press Style Book are used in newsrooms and public relations offices alike, they don't cover identity well. That means topics like gender or race at all. They just touch the surface. Identity is a crucial topic for anyone writing today. To get right, especially in fields like technology, where we need to talk about our users and audiences in a way they find inclusive and understanding. It covers how to write about 5 key topics: race, gender, sexuality, religion, health, and well-being. Lord, help us. I'm not going to read the rest of this. It's just the kind of stuff. So anyway, this person comes down and immediately, right away, Sarah Sharp wants to exclude this particular guy, calling him a rape apologist. Oh, he's a rape apologist. Got to kick him out. Same thing they did with James Gunn. Yes, I completely disagree with the way James Gunn handled his Twitter account a decade ago. A decade ago, people. A decade ago. Say that to yourself. A decade ago. Does that completely include removing him from his position? But that's the thing, is these guys, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I might be vocal and yelling and screaming and all this kind of stuff on this, but here's the funny news for it, okay? When I'm hiring you for jobs, I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what your identity is. I don't care who to go to bed with. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care what race you are. I don't care what color your skin is. Frankly, I don't even really care what language you speak. As long as we can communicate, I don't care. Okay? Newsflash, guys. Newsflash. The guy who did my intro and outro music on my Christian channel is gay. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. And he's done some other work for me too, because he's very good at music. Very good at music production. Guess why? Meritocracy. Yeah, and there might be a little favoritism in there too. He's a friend of mine, but guys, okay. So all of a sudden, this code of conduct is in there. We don't even the ink is not dry yet, and they're already casting a witch hunt to get people out of the kernel because they don't like their politics. That is the problem with the Linux code of conduct. So other people, several users on 4chan's technology board speculate that Theo was targeted first because he's famously resisted an Intel backdoor. Sage works with Intel, so doesn't want an Intel backdoor. Sounds like a guy we want off the project. Where's my hat? I need my hat. Jeesh. Code of conduct replaces Linux earlier code of conflict, not to be used with current COC, which asks for civility. And that's the thing, is if they maintain civility, then we probably wouldn't be in this mess. But unfortunately, they didn't maintain civility, so we're in this mess. Here's a summary of the arguments. Insertion of the COC into the projects has heralded witch hunts, where good contributors are removed over trivial matters. And that's exactly what's happening. That's why this is a bad code of conduct. I'm not saying we need to do away with all codes of conduct. What I'm saying is we need to trash this one and develop something that cannot be used as a tool to destroy other things, okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. It gives people charged with enforcement and omnipotent unaccountable powers. It can force acceptance of contributions that wouldn't make the cut if made by white cis males. Like, ooh, you have to include my code because I'm gay. Guys, if that's the basis of accepting code, we are going to have a virus-riddled system in about a week. We've got to have solid, rigid, structured, good code. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We need to have meritocracy in this. I like this comment here. In all that time, I never had to know or care whether my fellow contributors were white, black, male, female, straight, gay, or from the planet Mars. Only whether their code was good. Namely, in a project that receives contributions from volunteers who are anonymous beyond their chosen handle, spacious claims of exclusion and harassment crumble beneath the haphazard scrutiny. Contributors reveal as much about their race, sex, orientation as they want because nobody cares about that tangential beep at the end of the day. If there really was some straight white males only mentality, the community would insist on determining whether a new contributor is one of us before accepting their code, but they don't do that in the slightest. Thus, it's patently clear there is no culture of exclusion, but rather a culture of total indifference to individual differences beyond the coding ability. That is called meritocracy. The rhetoric of diversity and inclusiveness is just a weapon being used to attack a community that is inherently opposed to identity politics, which is why they're seen so much of a threat to the SJW Gestapo. Okay, now here's some other ones. On the other side of the aisle, these are some of the arguments. Fostering an inclusive and safe place for women, LGBT, A, B, C, D, E, and people of color who are absent in the code of conduct are excluded, harassed, and sometimes even raped by cis white males. Oh my God! We're just running around raping these people. No. Lack of... The code of conduct sustains meritocracy, which has consistently shown itself mainly to those with privilege. No, it consistently shows itself to those who work hard. Those who work hard. That's who makes it. Those who work hard. Vast majority of Linux contributors are cis white males. That's because they can't. Guys, yeah, this is a technology channel. I have 3% females on this. I mean, guys, we need to push out the call. I need to get more females on here. In fact, to balance the races, I'm just going to start just banning everybody who's white and male or male entirely. I'm just going to ban all the white guys from my channel because we need to bring the balance back so that we have more women on here than men. Guys, men move toward this type of field more than women do. It's just a reality. It doesn't mean women never do. It doesn't mean men have to. It's just the fact that, guess what? We have genes and genetics that drive interests and behaviors, and it tends to attract males. And by the way, it's not just white males. Look at Google's racial profile. A lot of males, most of them are Asian. And you'd probably find the same in the Linux kernel development if you looked into it. All right. So that's, I mean, this doesn't have any teeth. Vast majority, okay, let's see. Being against COC means you want women, LGBT, and people of color to be harassed. No, not in the slightest. I want people to submit code based upon their ability to actually produce. Because I want to make sure that the code and the kernel is well done. All right? So here's an article, just a little bit of article outlining some of Sarah's, and they use Sarah, not Sage. And this article is fairly new. I wonder if they did it just to be a troll, kind of like I'm doing. In reality, you know, yeah, she experienced some harassment, but I don't know if it was harassment based upon sex, gender, or whatever else, or if it was just not good code. I just don't know. I just don't know. And I don't really have any say. So, of course, as I'm saying, this is becoming a meme. So just because I launched a new t-shirt design today, RMRF, no preserve root, contributor covenant code of conduct, save Linux. So I put these out on the store today. So if you want to come over to shop.switchtolinux.com, you can find t-shirts. We got hoodies. That's the Switch to Linux, you fool. We also have this on, here's your mouse pads. And of course you can get the other mouse pads here as well. And if you want a Save Linux mug, we have this one here, has it on the side. This one has it on the edge with a few different color options. And then this one here, this is actually the mug that I have. It's downstairs. I didn't bring it up, but it has, it's white on the outside. The information is opposite the the handle, and you can get the inside in blue, black, red, or pink. So if you want to pick up a very memey mug or anything else, then check out the store over here. I think we have, yep, bags and backpacks. There's the shopping bag in a variety of colors. I'd probably not recommend the green one. That may not come out well, but you can see the different options we have there. So I use one of these bags actually, and this is the backpack. So you can check out the store if you would like to get a very memeable remove the contributor code of conduct. Links for that is in the description down below. Let me know what you guys think, and let's go over and spend some time on the comments. Alrighty, I got a fuzzy snake up here. Jeesh. I have had so many comments come through that I have lost some of them. Discrimination is wrong, but how are you? But how about just fighting poverty, creating excellent public education and healthcare, create many opportunities for development for all groups of people? Then problem will get solved fast. Yeah, well, I mean, not all people take advantage. I think that's kind of the problem. Problem will get solved fast. What would happen either way if Linus was around? The problem in the USA is that there is way too much poverty, which results in underprivileged groups, a lot of segregation based on income. That creates the problems with gangs, ghettos, and discrimination. Yep. Less opportunities for good for the good people in such communities. Tom's on fire right now. Fire, fire, fire. Rip Tom's voice. Not on fire. At least I don't see the flames yet. Yeah. Seems the SJWs knew this was going to happen. They want to kill Linux. They want to destroy our technology-based civilization. They don't want to. These are the people that are just so addicted to the technology. They don't realize that they're damaging their own ways of communicating. Such thing as a free market, Joe. Some group grabs power, either the government or a few private entities. It's about balance of power and dividing and diluting. Words are words. What matters is the quality of work. Yep. Wait, Pizza, you still using the CSS style sheet I gave you? All right. COC, Clash of Clans. There you go. Sexism and racism are just labels for trusting your instincts. Races are different, and the male is different from the female. Yep. Microsoft is behind this. It wouldn't surprise me. $64 million question. Why do they want to destroy the human civilization? Who benefits from the destruction of human civilization? No, the problem is these guys are just not realizing that they're destroying the human civilization. The Code of Merit I found today at codeofmerit.org. There you go. Think about it. Who's been hell-bent on the destruction of humanity for thousands of years now? George Soros behind it. Uh-oh. What SJWs call equality isn't equality. Safe space, kernel, AMD 64. To me, I think this way. If you are a unicorn, fine. I do not care. Because if I care about if you are quality for the job, you are good at it and have good references, period. Yep. That's it. Lon Duke released his version of COC. It has one rule. Be excellent to each other. Well, that's exactly what the Linux Code of Conduct had. That's the exact one that they had. It was their code of conflict. It was just be excellent to each other. And yeah, if only we could do that. But the creator of new COC was tweeting about how much SJWs won, how programming should stop being sore losers. Yeah, all they need to do is just remove this crap and put in something else that's kind of like, hey, be good to each other and contribute good code. And follow it. They had that. The problem is they didn't follow it. Follow it. Fight for Linux. Defend the penguin. That is right. I hesitate to ask what the hell stand for all these letters anyway. Lesbian, gay, transgender, I think bisexual, queer, I don't remember I and A. There's P, which is, now there's some people say P is pansexual. Some people are trying to push P pedophilia, which is bad. Some of this crowd is trying to distance themselves from that, but there is an underground movement right now trying to normalize that crap as well. And they're using the exact same techniques, by the way. It's going to be legal in 20 years if this world tarries. What did you miss? A lot. All this happening shouldn't be a surprise. Sounds like something a child would say. These people are no better than crying petty children. Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. They're like, man, I married 3 of them, just not all at once. Hello, Saddle Rich. Greetings. Good. Kind of peeved SJWs are soiling everything good in the world. Yep. Sage Sharp needs to dry up and blow away. So does all this mean that Linus's swear comments are going to get deleted? I don't know. I also have the XX and XY point of view. If you're one of the two, your genes can't lie. Yep. I'm X-org. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a Wayland. Compile yourself. There you go. Maybe we can hope for Sage to blow in the wind next time. Demigodkin. Okay, all right. I think that's a cow. Oh, that's a cow? All right. From Todd's point of view, that's true. If you don't think you are what you were born, that's literally insanity. It is. That's I mean, because here's the thing, okay? There is definitely some subjective things in the world. I mean, obviously, like tomatoes. I think tomatoes are disgusting. I cannot objectively say tomatoes are disgusting. Because whether I like or dislike a tomato is a subjective thing. It completely depends upon my taste, upon my feelings, upon what I think of them. For me, tomatoes give me a gag reflex. I want to vomit if I eat a raw tomato. It is nasty. Okay, so on a subjective level, I hate tomatoes. I think they're gross. You may love tomatoes. You may take tomatoes out of your garden and eat them like an apple, and I will think you're crazy. Because my body can't handle them. But that's a subjective thing. But when I mean, this is a culture, this is a world that is so championed kicking God out of everything, trumping science as God. Well, then why don't you follow basic science? Numbers of chromosomes. What's an X? What's a Y? What is defined biologically as a male? What is defined biologically as a female? These are objective facts. Objective science has demonstrated it. Once you are not aligning your perception and your mental reality with objective fact, that is the basis for what is insanity. That's exactly what it is. There's no question about that. It's an Apache helicopter. Okay, this is what happens when people attribute more value to their uniqueness than their ability. No such thing as a non-binary. Well, I mean, there are XXY, there are XXX, which are known genetic abnormalities. Okay, and they have specific names, they have specific categorizations. Okay, so there are definitely a few of these. Now, I actually tried to look up this number the other day because it turns out when, of course, Bill Nye, which I've never cared for Bill Nye. I thought Bill Nye was just a moron back then. I think he's a bigger moron now. I'm waiting for Bill Nye believes in the flat earth theory. I'm really waiting for that. Because when they re-released his stuff trying to cash in on all the nostalgia, because all the people who were first introduced to Bill Nye are now, 20-somethings, and they reintroduced it. They made the first Bill Nye in the new reintroduction. I don't know if it was the first, but one of the early ones, a gender fluidity study. They actually re-released a lot of the old ones, but they edited out the Bill Nye clip where he talks about there's only male and female. They literally edited that out. Of all of this other stuff, they edited out the one talking about two genders. And then they did this raunchy program on Bill Nye about gender fluidity. And he's like, about 1 in 400 pregnancies. Yeah, how many of those come to term? I was trying to look up that number, and this number has been so jumbled, we can't find the information. It's been so jumbled up. I think it's about like 1 in 2,000 live births may have a genetic abnormality, meaning you're not directly XX or XY. You may be an XXY or an XXX, which they call superman and superwomen, and the common name in biology and genetics. So, but I can't find that number anymore. It's been so marked. I'm going to go back to a biology textbook from 20 years ago to track down the information. Oh, sad error is a gender Wayland. All right. Sage, is that a cooking ingredient? Yes, it is. Think in terms of male and female. The rest don't compute. Am I a bad person? No. I'm a system D. All right. Romans 1 explains a lot about these people. Yep. Romans 1, particularly starting around verse 18-ish or so. Okay, until you can actually change your gender at the chromosomal level, transgenderism will remain a mental disorder. No, Joe, I'm gonna delete that one. We're not gonna go down that path. All right. Sage's downvoting on 4chan. Sexually identify as an attack helicopter. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Can't understand normal thing. Oh! I'm going to remove that one, though, too. No, I'm not going to report it. No, just remove it. I'm not reporting, Joe. Just going to remove a couple of them. Identify as a pepperoni pizza. There you go. Well, now I feel the chopper may have gone a bit insane. However, I do slightly agree with the head destruction. The feminists are a new species. No, I mean, they have progressed and gotten crazier. In fact, the original feminist movement, guess what they stood against? Abortion. The original feminist movement established themselves to end abortion. It's true. Look it up. It was a group talking about women's rights, which completely evolved into something totally different today. But it's interesting to dig through the history of it. If you need something harder to smack your head on, I have a backpack containing a 1,000-page pre-calculus textbook. My calculus book is in the other room. Gee, when I was 2, I had to learn that boys have dongles and girls have GGs. How hard is that to understand? It is very hard. I don't know. Paying $18 for the digital copy might be worth it for the comedy factor. Where's the free PDF? There you go. These typists we would all call crazy and ignore. Okay, do what you want, Tom. Ignore the style guides. They're for morons anyway. I laughed hysterically when they're like, oh, use the Christian manual of style. Oh, is that why all the Zondervan published books are going down the drain? The Zondervan, one of the biggest Christian groups, is owned by Rupert Murdoch, who also owns like Playboy. Now, in full disclosure, the original printing of my first book was published by Westbow, which is a division of Zondervan. They actually signed the deal to join forces the day I signed the deal. I had no idea about it. Oh, I was livid. And that's one of the reasons I'm now published under my own publishing company. So, that is, I don't want anything to do with Zondervan telling me how I have to include Bible references. No, I'm putting them in there so you know it's a Bible reference. I don't want to put it in the back in a little footnote with a little number where nobody reads them. Most of these people are just completely insecure and want attention. Temple OS is our only hope now. Abnormality has become the norm. Probably. It doesn't have networking. This is the new Me Too movement, pretty much. Me in that situation. Holy bleep, that's 10 years ago. Miserable fool. What's wrong with you? Why are you harping on me after 10 years? Yeah. I'm a unicorn web developer. Full stack, front and back. Please hire me. Hey, as long as you're good, man. Gee, he's gay. Run. LOL. I think he's bi, actually, but I don't care. Mentioned at work the other day how SJWs often say they want to kill all white people, and that's scary that these racists want to cause a Holocaust against white people. Yep. Exactly what they do. Nothing is wrong with being gay. Some of the best musicians are/were, and some of the best music is about it. Listen to many Queen songs. Yep. And everybody, the Linux Libre kernel is not affected. She works for Microsoft. What's she? The Sage? I thought it was Intel. I think we repeal the 13th and the 19th Amendments. Web devs won't be the future if Linux gets slaughtered. Yeah, if Linux gets forked, can we name it Linux again? What if we name it the Spork OS, the Spork kernel? Rather than fork it, let's spork it. Linus caved to SJWs. The kernel fork doesn't get his name. Actually, the check out the video from Fast Gadgets. He had some interesting philosophy. He actually thinks that there was a scandal behind the scenes. And he laid out some pretty interesting evidence on that, which is kind of interesting. And pushed by a party without solid interest in something. Yeah. Okay. If I become a gay transgender person, then I can become a dictator of the Linux project. There you go. Fork off the SJW kernel. Okay, this is what happens when a heterophobic, homonormative people rear their ugly heads. Couldn't care less who writes the code. I just want the code to work. And that's precisely a meritocracy. That's what we need. They're calling for a new Holocaust against white people. Then a wholehearted yes. And that's what they're doing, though. They are literally calling for a Holocaust against white people. Nobody cares. You can code. Sure, come on in. If you don't code, you can still do translations and stuff. Hello, Quint Wingate. Hello. Settled then. The new SJW free Linux kernel fork will be called the Zua kernel. Notice something about inclusion conversation. It's primarily in English. Yeah. Let's let the cat own the project. He's a good maintainer. Yep. I identify as white male, but I'm gay. Okay. No, I didn't report you, Joe. I just deleted the comment. I'm not reporting you, Joe. Unless you really stop a bad, cross a bad line, but I don't even know where my lines are, you know. Programming is more of a men kind of thing. Yeah. What, kitty? Are you... Yeah, this man kitty wants to program. You want to program? You want to contribute something to the kernel? Do you? Yeah. Good kitty. Poor kitty doesn't know what he was. He was neutered way too early. Identify as an attack helicopter if somebody else already identified as one. So that would be helicopter appropriation. That's right. You can be an attack jeep. Cis, white, gender, male, or a minority. Yeah. Sure, a man, human, her ass. Yeah, okay. Apache helicopters got respect. Care if women are better at cooking than I am. Yeah. I like my kernel like I like my steak. Well done. There you go. Yep. Isn't I can't even pronounce that. A major marginalization factor, so it shouldn't be non-English speakers be taking over the English. I know Python, CSS, HTML, and VBNet. Okay. Oh, Python 1 SJW2? Oh, Lord. Alright. Got rid of the slave master references. It triggered them too hard. Yeah. Well, I wonder if, I mean, if you look at different ports and different things, you know, this part here on a headphone jack is actually referred to as a male jack. And, you know, the headphone port where it goes into that, you know, iPhone doesn't have anymore, and I don't think any phone has anymore, that's called a female port. Shocking. It's a technical definition. T-shirts and mouse pads. Gonna buy one. Very cool, man. Yep, shop.switchedtolinux.com. So I ordered some in as well. We may or may not do another giveaway in the next couple of weeks. Okay. Cup is white on the outside. Yes, it is white on the outside. That is very racist. Since black on the inside, or it's blue on the inside. That's sexist. Pink, that's sexist. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. We have so many comments. All right. I am a third of the way through the comments. We might be here for a while, folks. Oh, boy. Dizzy. Okay, I don't care if Python is SJW now. I know more about Python than any other language. Yep. Identifies a millionaire. Dang, someone hacked my bank account. Yep. Channel is becoming mini 4chan very quickly. It might. I don't know. Greetings from Nicaragua. Hello there. Could you review Ubuntu 18.04 using Unity? I'll see if I can pull it off. Also, KDE Neon 18.04 was released. I know I've looked at some of those. I don't think I've looked at KDE Neon since 18.04 was in there, so I don't know. Thanks. Maybe we can sell them for DevOps in the future. Switch to Chan. It's one of your few females on the channel, yeah. You did a super chat and didn't show up? What? I didn't see a super chat show up either. Huh. Your favorite Android launcher? I don't really have a favorite. Yeah, I'm on live chat now, and I didn't see anything show up. Sorry for not following the code of conduct. I mean, nice, amazing humans, robots. I mean, they just can't kick me out of the Linux kernel. Guys, this is why I started my own business. This is why I started my own publishing company. Because I'm not going to allow what I think, and this is what it all boils down to, thought policing. I'm not going to let what I think dictate whether I have a job tomorrow. And I get hired and rehired a lot because I do really good work, and I actually keep gender, politics, race, and mostly religion out of what I do. I say mostly religion because every now and again I need to show somebody, you know, what type of stores have I built and things like that, and I'll pass them a site to my Christian site because you can buy my books over there. So, you know, but for the most part, I don't include those on regular job proposals and things. I don't let politics or gender or anything else pop in. I don't care what religion or faith you are. You know, I'll care a little bit about the content. You know, if somebody's like, hey, I want you to build me a nice new porn site. Nah, no, I'm going to pass on that. But, you know, that's the thing, you know. You think that devs pulling their code is what the SJWs want. No, they don't realize. They're like little children. They're just whining and crying, and they don't realize that their temper tantrum is going to cause them problems. I think MS is behind because Microsoft needs Linux. They only realized this recently. Greetings from Hammond, Hesseville, Indiana. Hello, Indiana. Greetings to you. I don't think they do. They just claim to like Linux to stay relevant. Gentoo didn't work out, was too time consuming and not really for me. So it's something easy like Peppermint. Very good, Ben. Very good. All right. And say hello to me in my hometown. Yes, I just said hello and hello to the hometown of Hammond, Hesseville, Indiana. Hessville. Where is Hessville? I've driven through Indiana several times. I don't recall that particular town. Where's it by? Okay, if this was real 9 to 5 job, then they could just ask us crap, so I put it here. Don't like operating systems take 2 days to install. Yep. Others way you'd like to be treated. Treating yourself, discarding any serious mental health issues. Work hard towards the common goal of always contributing good code. Yep. Distro made by SJWs would ask your gender identity and skin color. If you're a white male, it'll format your hard drive and brick your computer. Then it'll tell you to use your privilege to buy a new one. Very true. It's nice Linux is going through preschool again. Enjoy it while it lasts. I hate ArchGen2. Okay. My favorite books actually was an LGBT. I did not know it until I was finished it and told me that doesn't change my opinion of the book. It was good. Yeah. Deepin says hello. Episode 86 of the Ask Noah show. He had a guy on that fought the code of conduct from being instituted in the PhD community. Right? Fought the code of conduct from being instituted in the PHP. Cool. I'll have to look into that. James Miller, hello there. Isn't burning sage an old tradition to ward off evil spirits? Hate tomatoes myself. I agree with Tom. Yep. Uh-oh. Now pizza's a toaster. We've landed in post-truth world, and it's horrifying. Tomato sauce on the other. Yeah, I like tomato sauce. It's the only reason. That's the thing that got me to buy tomatoes. Making chili and making tomato sauce. Hate olives, both green and black. No discrimination here. Yep. See, and I love olives. They're so good. Prefer black olives. Green olives are good, particularly green olives stuffed with garlic. Good stuff. Want science to replace God because science can be changed. God cannot. Look at Bill Nye editing his past episodes. Yep, I think I talked about that. Political Monkey, greetings. Gonna have to disagree with you here. Transgender people aren't the opposite sex, but you should treat them as they are. Suicide rate is tremendous in the trans community. Tom does not like tomatoes. Okay, then I'll send him a dozen tomatoes by tomorrow by Amazon. Tom, if you are home, Alexa will take care of that. Well, if you send me a dozen tomatoes, I'm just gonna make a lot of pizza sauce. Have to have a real tomato heirloom homegrown. See, I've had one before, and oh, it was nasty. New Bill Nye show is just so bad. Yep. Okay, honestly, that new Bill Nye show made me go from radical atheist to Christian again. Well, welcome back to the truth. Expected to have Google and fix my own stuff. That's beyond me. Liver is repulsive. Concur. Very good for you, but oh, I can't stomach it. Trump 2020. How dare you say such horrible stuff in my stream? Hello, Logan. All right. Like Bill Nye and Hank Green, who've demonstrably put their political ideology ahead of facts, have come to become skeptical of climate change. Yeah, climate change is... I don't think I want to open that can of worms right now. But yeah. Fish is horrible. Fish. I used to hate fish until I had some good real fish caught right from a lake. That was pretty good. There's abnormality that a person must choose either gender later in life. I sexually identify as a rich person. I was born poor, so give me money. Yeah, I'm going to delete the comment just because we don't have those words in the F word in my stream, please. Sure. Okay, Bible's 1% against everything they believe in. Pretty much. When we're back to Romans 1:18 again. ReactOS is trying to be an open source Windows as the most complete alternative. Yeah. How am I doing, Kyrie Holmes? I am doing very well. Thank you. And how are you? Huge part of Corline's theory seemed to be based on the theory that all work of whoever should be valued and honored equally. In my opinion, well, that's not true, and that is the result of this millennial crap. Maybe even no, it's millennial crap where everyone gets a participation trophy. This is the end result of that crap, people. Participation trophy, guys. That doesn't fly in the real world. If you go and get a job and you underperform in your job, you're going to not get ahead. Ooh, it's meritocracy. Yes, it is. All right, let me give you an example. This is the original copy of my book, which was not done well. I would not hire this company again to do a book. Here's what the inside of the book looks like. Very boring. It has the author name here. It has the book title over here. It's boring. It's flat. In fact, I did push back on one thing, and that is the introductory chapters where the little symbol was right there. They used to just have some blob. It's boring. It's done horribly. It was done cheaply. It was done crappily. Well, I like meritocracy. I like things to look good. So I rewrote my book. This is what it looks like now. I have the title of the book on one side and the title of the chapter on the other. So as you flip through the chapters, you can easily see what chapter you're on. I've chosen to use different fonts and different formatting to make the thing look good. This was done well because it's a meritocracy. I want my book to look good. And if I have to go in and hire two people to do the same book, guess which one I'm going to publish? The one that's good. Yes, everybody's feelings need some degree of respect. But if you come to me with subpar work, I'm going to send you back to do it again. Because participation trophies do not exist in the real world. Okay? You know where they exist? They exist in soft little academia who waters itself down to the point where it's so pure theory that there's no practical application. I have worked in the college community and I've worked in the business community. In the business community, we care about results. Get over it. I'm not going to accept your work just because you produced it. Because we also have an epidemic of laziness in this culture. And people do as fast as they can. They don't proofread their work. They don't finally edit it. They don't get the stuff out. And before you know it, you end up with a little bug in your computer code. All right. Huge part of Corline's theory. Okay. Okay. Wine is first included in its list of projects that they credit. Yep. BibleWorks has gone out of business. Only truly language Bible-based program. My Pearson math book is horrible. I'm 3 weeks into the school year and it's been too intense of a teacher and not understand the problem. 3 weeks into the school year and there has been two instances of the teacher not understanding the problem. Is that a bad book or is that a bad teacher? I don't know. I'm trans, but I don't care if someone calls me Joe or Jessica. And that's the point. You be whatever you want to be. If you had a close circle of friends, guess what? Your close circle of friends, your family should probably get into that. But when we get into a business environment and we're just like, particularly just a big collaborative where we just talk once every month or so, dude, get over it. Get over it. I will accept your contribution. Just have a good contribution. Yeah, you know? Tomatoes and olives. Some people have fruits, some people hate it. Yeah. I think global warming is absolutely fake. Okay. Same people in charge of Intel as in charge of Microsoft. Huh, okay. That's real. Not just that big of a deal, though. Do your own independent research and not rely on big governments. You'll find it's fake. Okay. Better figure out what distro I want to put on my 4th gen i7, 2.4 gigahertz. I don't know. I'm a Linux Mint guy, so probably wouldn't work to fork Linux kernel because the Linux Foundation has all the financial backing. You start over, how do you fund it? Slowly. I predict that the future, big tech companies will produce drivers for Wi-Fi, keyboards, etc. that's compatible for Linux. Probably. Who's calling for Holocaust against white people? Actually, the person who wrote the Code of Conduct. They did at one point in time. I've been so demonetized. Let me see if I've been demonetized. Probably have. Oh, wrong button. Yep, I've been so demonetized. This video's been demonetized already. Everybody, buy a t-shirt. Help support the channel. We have been demonetized. Check me out over on Patreon. Patreon.com. Also check me out on thinklifemedia.com. And if you like doing PayPal support, Amazon shopping, any of that kind of stuff, check out SwitchedtoLinux.com/support. There's a way you can help support me because, yep, this video has been demonetized. Oh... CJ will take Linus Torvalds' place. Yep. If the Kitty program's kernel, it should be called Linux kernel. Yep. No, I just got another 100 more comments. All right. One of the main reasons there's not many female programmers is because I remember girls got dolls, but guys got the mechatronic robot programmable toys. Actually, though, if you keep things generally neutral and allow the kids to pick whatever they want, the boys will gravitate towards the more robotic programmable things, and the girls will navigate, move more towards the dolls and things. Blue still for men. I don't know. Did a $1 super chat. No message. Really? I'm sorry, Paint. I didn't see it show up. It might have gotten completely buried. Usually, though, I would see it pop up at the top, but I didn't see it pop up at the top. Oh, so Q1 Fiend saw it. Well, thank you, Pizza. If there's a question attached to it, just put it in there again with my handle, so I'll see it. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. Q4 OS distro. I did a review of it a couple weeks ago. It did show the super chat on my end. Okay. Hey, $5.95 from Mark Yates. Thank you, Mark. I will get to it in just a second. So many comments cut off by the other comments. Yep. Praise Christ, only Jews will ask if porn sites anyway. I'm going to delete that one. No, there's other people that would also. Hello, Techno Bismal. Greetings and welcome back. Respectfully disagree. They're not little children. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay. 3-year-old nephew is more mature. Yep. Just poured a Diet Coke and had black dirt in it. Ew. How do you feel about Alfredo sauce? I personally like Alfredo sauce on pizza, but... Yeah, I remember when we had a project that a transgender person was working on, and the director for our project called me on the phone to inform me in advance of how I should refer to this person's pronouns. Guys, that is called a waste of manpower. But... for the record, I was the only one in the company that never slipped up. I was the only one in the company that never slipped up and called them by the pronouns that they asked me to call them by. It's ridiculous, and almost all of us quit working for the company. It became the director and the crazy person. The rest of us left. But I respected it while I was there. I just decided I better leave. It's had nothing to do with who the person's gender was. It had to do with the fact that the person wanted to impose upon me a mention of them that was not in alignment with science or anything. I might PM you after the stream, having a really bad week. Hey, Tech, go ahead and PM me, Tecmo Bismal. If you need to chat or something, let me know. I actually have a chat system you can use if you need to. But yeah, make sure your parents are aware of it, though. Okay. Like the book layout. Thank you. Hire Linus so the penguin mascot can eat the fish up. Yeah. Can you talk about electronic electrons? Elections. I was like, electronic electrons I can probably talk about. I mean, I have a doctorate in chemistry, but electronic elections, I think it's a bad idea. Does the book look that different on ebook? Well, when you do an ebook is basically an HTML layout, so you can put in a lot of the other fonts and designs. I generally don't because it's really, really time consuming. And most people, for a lot of your editors, will just strip a lot of that out anyway. And so, like a lot of your e-readers will just strip all that out anyway. So, I don't generally bother, but no, on this book here, it just works. I just made sure it worked appropriately on all e-readers, but the layout is a little bit different on the ebooks. Reinstall the SSD in the main computer. At some point in time, participation trophies just become insulting to one's intelligence. I agree. And accepting somebody's code into the Linux kernel just because they contributed something, that's that, but it impacts the real world. It's one thing when you take your little trophy and put it on your little bedroom shelf. It's another thing when it's going into the kernel that runs the entire world. And that's the problem. That's why meritocracy is key. People are in the minority that aren't SJWs. I'm trans. I don't give a rat's behindy what people call me. Yeah, true. Yeah. And I can respect all that. The wording in the Pearson math book isn't good. Last year I could understand any problem. Yep. Nowadays they do not know the subjects. Yep. I'm going to find that super chat. There it is. Okay. Take your democratization and shove it, YouTube. How's that? Thanks for hard work. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. And probably if I'll go in there and I'll challenge it and they'll probably reverse it. I haven't had a video yet that wasn't reversed, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I was really hateful. I don't know. Could easily left it undone. Would have worked for it. Good day, Charlie. How's it going there? New logo, I see. Or maybe it just took it off. I'm not sure. Finally, someone that sees the actual issues. The global socialists hate free speech. Yep. That's it. I bet my chicken is burning at this as we speak. Probably demonetized 5 minutes into the stream. Probably. Yeah, you're against communism, against socialism, against the next Holocaust. You're going to be demonetized. Yep. You need a banana. Here's your banana. Thank you again for that, Mark. I'm a girl and I never liked dolls. Yeah, and that's not absolute, but that's true. Funny, because when I was young, I hated dolls, but I loved action figures. Maybe because I was raised with 2 male cousins and I'm gay. That might have had something to do with it. Maybe. Wasn't a question. You need $2. Had a message. Oh, really? Cool. The cat is a rape apologist. Kitty, are you a rape apologist? He's not defending against his charges, so he must be. I don't know. So what's going on with the kill switch? Okay, so the basic kill switch is that because Linux is under a, because Linux is done, the kernel is done under the GPL2 license, it gives anybody who has contributed anything the right at any time to pull other code out, and that would be completely destructive to Linux. So you'll have to watch the beginning of the video where I talk more about that again to get the full details. But that's potentially the issue. No updates as of yet. YouTube is a safe place, yeah. YouTube should make it so channels have been repeatedly demonetized, can't get demonetized anymore. Yeah, I think so. Think Linux should be democratic as Debian. I don't know about how all their things work, so I don't know. New font. All right. Sanity reminder. Master and slave computer labels unacceptable 2003 based on cultural diversity and sensitivity. Los Angeles County is not an acceptable identification label. I'm white and nerdy. I'm white and nerdy. Go pull out your chicken. We can wait. I'm going to wrap up the stream here in just a minute. Currently listening to Hard B-Man. According to him, YouTube can keep your super chat money if they don't like you. That's funny. I mean, the super chat money just gets filtered into your AdSense account is where it goes. All right. Well, I hit the bottom of that. We're going to go ahead and jump off for now. I think we're going to do something much lighter tomorrow. I think we're going to be doing Linux Lite. Probably should be a 6 o'clock stream tomorrow on this channel, 9 o'clock stream on the Christian channel tomorrow. So thanks for coming along. This is probably the biggest show I had. We had 170 view hours, 147 peak concurrent, 394 playbacks, 103 concurrent viewers, an average view duration of 25:55, and I didn't look at the numbers, but probably a record number of downvotes. All right, guys. We will catch you later. Techno-Bismal, if you need to chat, shoot me an email. I don't think the PM is a thing on YouTube anymore. So Techno-Bismal, if you need to chat, shoot me a message on my contact form. I'll email you back. And if you need to talk, we can do that. Let me know. And we will talk to the rest of you guys later. Have yourselves a good afternoon. Thanks for coming along. And don't forget, check out shop.switchedtolinux.com. Where you can get some amazing RM, RF, no preserve root contributor code of conduct to save Linux. And contributions there will help support the channel. So thanks for coming along and hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. So do you have, here, use this here. Yeah, just block that. Greetings, how are you, my man? All right.